Well, good afternoon and welcome to From the Shore, the official online video of the Skaneateles Journal and Skaneatelesjournal.com. We haven't done this in a while.
I know.
Hey, in case you forgot who we are, I'm your editor, Jonathan Monfiletto.
And I'm Christopher Malone.
And we're here, like I said, if you forgot, we're here to kind of bring you the news of this week's newspaper and tell you what's coming up in next week's paper. And got some exciting things going on. I got to show you that front page photo. That's Tesla. He's a manager with Tesla. Is that what I understand?
Yeah, he's one of the store managers with Tesla.
And he's plugging in the electric automobile into a charging station at Mirbeau Inn Spa. The Tesla Motor Company visited Mirbeau last week as part of the next Billion Miles tour, I believe. And Chris was there. Why don't you tell us all about it?
Yeah, so they're going around and taking a survey of different areas around the United States and just trying to figure out where to set up shop and to sell. It's not like a dealership. It's pretty much a buyer to company transaction. So the cars are completely customizable. You can go there, you say you want this, and then they'll produce it for you. But the car itself is just a beautiful, beautiful piece of machinery. And I can't stress that enough. I'm not bragging to you. I already did.
Well, you
that.
have to drive one, so I mean, obviously you would be the expert of the two of us.
Yeah. No, it's great. I'm a big environmental fan, and I think this is going to be huge in the upcoming years. And they're making the car that I drove was $100,000, which is a good chunk of change. But in the grand scheme of things, when he broke it down and said, it's about half the price when you factor in what you're saving for gas and environmental costs and that sort of thing, it makes sense. But 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds is pretty nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, you're an environmental guy, like you said. I'm kind of a car guy, and I was kind of impressed. You were talking about the car's performance. I mean, how did it handle?
It handles really well. I only took it up and down Route 20 a little bit, and got a good speed out of it. I'm not gonna say in case any cops are watching, but
I know. Don't worry.
It's very smooth ride, and when you let your foot off the brake, let your foot off the gas, it feels like you're shifting down into a lower gear, even though all of them are automatic, just because of the type of car. It's electric, so they all have to be automatic, which kind of takes the fun out of driving manual, but it's okay. Yeah. It has the feel of it. But when you release the gas, it recharges the battery. You give energy back to the battery.
Neat.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll buy one someday. We'll see.
One day.
One day. That'll be my dream.
Hey, they're coming out with a third generation.
Yeah, you said that's more of like a $30,000 model, so
base
hopefully
price.
something that the everyday person could afford, because it does sound like obviously a very worthy concept that we're obviously in this country and in the world really trying to kind of go green, and it seems like a great way to do it, and especially with a car that performs it well, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So another story in shifting gears, so to speak. Another story in this week's paper is I got to interview Bradley Benjamin, and she is a 2001 Skaneateles High School graduate, but perhaps more important than that, she's an actress. She is currently on the national tour of Pippin, which is a musical about a young man with the title name who kind of is trying to figure out who he is in life. And so I got to talk to her about that. She actually just this week took on a new role of Catherine, who is Pippin's love interest in the musical. So I got to talk, and before that, she was one of the players as kind of part of one of the background members of the cast, so to speak. And so I got to talk to her. What was it like, getting the gig with the show, and what's her new role, and how she feels that the tour's gone, and they're actually, as well as her getting the new role, in I believe September, the tour is going to go overseas to Japan for a few weeks, and then in April to go to Amsterdam. So bring it to an international audience, and it's always great to interview Skaneateles natives and talk to them about their career. So.
Yeah, I wonder how it feels to be on that stage in front of such an audience.
Sure.
And then, especially if you're abroad too, how do other countries perceive this?
Yeah, that was one thing I asked her. I asked her, is it going to be a different kind of audience? And she said she'd heard that audiences overseas may not cheer or laugh or applaud as loud as American audiences do, but that's gonna take some getting used to. But she still hopes, it seems like they're gonna really enjoy the show. They've had a chance to interact with some of the Japanese people who are going to be producing the show overseas, and so they said it sounds like the audiences are excited about it, and so she looks forward to bringing it to a new culture. So, and I told you there were some exciting things coming up. Well, a little less than a week, next Wednesday, in fact, the 36th annual Skaneateles Festival opens up, and of course that's the month-long chamber music festival in Skaneateles. It takes place in the village and also at Brook Farm down right on the lake. And you were saying this will be your first time seeing it, I think.
Yeah.
So what do you expect?
I expect big things. I mean, I want to be big.
Typical new guy response.
Yeah. No, 36 years, that's great longevity, and seriously, they're probably, they clearly know what they're doing as far as performances and what audiences to reach in diversifying the show, so it'll be a treat to see how this is matured.
Yeah, this will be my third time seeing it. It opened shortly after I got the job as editor, or actually it might have been right around the same time. And it really is. They put on a nice selection, and you don't have to necessarily be a classical music expert to just go and enjoy a show, especially at Brook Farm. Brook Farm is just beautiful. It's, of course, that's the home of Louise Robinson, who founded the festival with her husband, and that's their home that overlooks the lake, and it's just a gorgeous time just to go out and see the scenery and hear some good music. And they always put on some neat events for kids. It'll open on Wednesday with the Kids Fest, as a matter of fact, and they do different talks and things as well as the concerts. So it's always a great time. I definitely encourage everybody out there to go get yourself a ticket and go check out a show. And we'll get Chris into some shows and soon enough turn him into a Skaneateles Festival veteran.
Yes.
All right, cool. Well, what else you got going on next week? You got a big story tomorrow, as I understand.
Yeah, a couple of them tomorrow. I'm talking to, in the morning, talking to the Moros about their new business in Skaneateles, taking the place where Garage Eats used to be. So I'm figuring, I'm tripping over my words. I'm curious on how business has been so far and what they're going to do and how to change things up, see if they have any tricks up their sleeves as far as food.
Cool.
Yeah. And then Matthew, what's the word I'm looking for?
Matthew House.
Matthew House. It's been a long week already.
A long week. And we haven't done this video in about 3 weeks, so I think we've kind of forgotten how to do it.
Yeah, we're dusting off the cobwebs. And Matthew House is having a fundraiser in Skaneateles, and this isn't the first time that they're having a fundraiser for it, but it's a great cause. It's for end-of-life patients to make them as comfortable as they can with whatever little time that they have on Earth, and it's a ranch, and it allows people to live with their loved ones, to accompany them in that type of setting. It's a 2-bedroom. Yes, 2 bedrooms it has. Yeah.
And actually tomorrow, right about the same, a little bit after you interview the Morrows, I'll be interviewing another couple, and that's Aaron Wunsch and Julie Buskin. Sorry about that. They're the new artistic directors of the Skaneateles Festival. This will be their first time being at the helm with the festival, and so I'm looking forward to asking them kind of what they think of Skaneateles and what they think of the festival. So
I get to share this with new people as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's some Skaneateles Festival newbies right there, right with you. So and of course
they have a different responsibility than I do.
Yeah, they're a little bit more involved with it, but nevertheless, it'll be an enjoyable time for all, I'm sure. And of course, you can check out these stories and more on Skaneatelesjournal.com. And you can follow me on Twitter at scan_Monfiletto.
And scan_Malone.
All right, that's all we got for this week. Have a great weekend and have a great week next week. Get to the Skaneateles Festival. That's in order. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.